Hello everyone, Mystical Okami, aka Limitless Okami with...
Shonaku, hello. Nice to be here. Nice to see you all in his channel for once.
And I have the unfortunate displeasure of ranking Lobotomy Kaisen arcs with him.
Why displeasure? I mean, you did like this series.
I used to. So we're gonna go over this series that started off strongly and which I think kind of fell off in the last arc, in my opinion. Although I'd argue that it was falling off in Culling Games, but you know, everyone can have their opinions.
For those who've seen the anime, we're going up to like you don't have to worry about spoilers. We're going up to season 2, but after that, it's gonna be manga spoilers throughout. So just let you know, once we reach the point where it's manga spoiler territory, and we're gonna refrain from mentioning spoilers on the anime only stuff. And once we get to that, we'll leave a disclaimer so you can safely leave.
And when we get to spoilers, watch a better series, I guess.
Yeah, like My Hero Academia. Watch that.
Or Dragon Ball. I'd argue Dragon Ball Super is probably better than JJK. So first arc, which is the movie in the
Cursed Child. That was, oh yeah, technically this was my first introduction into JJK0. That was the first thing I ever watched, and I was like, yeah, apparently this is like the prequel and it was made before the main series, so let me see what this is like. And it's an introduction, all right.
It's okay.
Ironically enough, watching this movie made me like the side characters. Maki, Inamaki, and Panda is still like the weakest of the three, but I end up liking Maki a whole lot, and Inamaki as well. But Yuta, I do like Yuta, I really do, but honestly, like, people keep saying like, oh, he should have been the main character. I'm like, what? Why?
I think he's too generic to be the MC. You know, he follows like a lot of like other like shonen MC tropes, in my opinion.
My problem isn't him being generic. It's like, my problem is that he already had his story that was centered around him, since the story was built around him.
Movie.
Yeah, the story was built around him, and now he has the privilege to being like an important side character to the main story.
Plus, this was made before Akutami had plans of making a whole ass series. So he was kind of like the beta Yuji, because in the manga he also has like weird shifts in his hair. Like sometimes he looks like Megami.
Yeah, which is why later on they changed his hairstyle to look less like Megami. But honestly, I never thought that, like, hey, it looks like Megami while I was watching this movie. Even when I was watching
it was mainly in the manga. It was a manga thing.
Okay. I did have a good time. Like, I enjoyed the story. I mean, it's very bare bones. Like, it's not wowing me or impressing me. Like, I enjoyed it. There were some parts I thought were brilliant, like the twist of him being the one that actually cursed Rika. Those are really good twists.
Pretty nice. I like the line of Gojo saying like love is like the strongest curse of all time, which is true in this series, I'd say. I think it's the most truest thing. Other than that, I think this movie spends a good amount of downtime in the right way. I feel like I care a lot about the side characters in Zero than I do in like the main series, because we barely get any like fucking... I'll save this bit until we get to Culling Games, actually.
Yeah, like, legit, like, watching this movie made me like Maki a whole lot more when I was watching through, like, the main anime than I did with the other characters, like, even more so than Nobara, and I have things to say about her when we get to her. But yeah, Gojo was pretty much as good here as he is. He is consistently the most entertaining character throughout the series.
And yet, Akutami hates him.
Yeah, but I would rank it at a C, B. It's either C or B.
I say B. I mean, it's not like terrible where I'm like snoozing through it. It's a solid watch.
Yeah, it's a solid watch, but I can't really comment on if it's a solid read. I think, but I'm pretty sure that others will say that the anime version is more. Actually, it's been more consistent.
Say the movie's better.
Yeah, I've been told consistently that the anime tends to flesh things out and is more structured than the manga.
JJK 0. Not a bad like arc.
Yeah, Yuta really works better as a side character in the main series for me. Like, he already had his story, legit. Like, the story, like you said, like this was made like before Yuji. So like, and so the story was structured around Yuji. Well, for at least for a bit before Gege went way off topic later on. So, and the story strengthens Yuji's character the most. Like, if it were Yuta's place, I'm like, how would it strengthen Yuta? Honestly, I think people like Yuta a whole lot more than Yuji because he has better animation, raw moment things, which I'm not saying it's wrong to like, but I don't think it should be the sole defining factor of why you like a character.
All right, moving on, we have Fearsome Womb arc, which covers the beginning, which is Sukuna appearance, Yuji, which is like the trio going out to get the finger bearer, and then Gojo versus Jogo, if I remember. Yeah. So I think this starts off really strongly I remember being invested way more into Yuji's motive than any other shonen character at the time.
In Yuji's case is that he doesn't really want to know what he wants to do for his future, and he questions like death in of itself, like, which I like a lot. And then when he finds his resolve and when he learns and knows his place, I like that a lot.
In Yuji's case, he is very challenged by his ideologies from like Mahito and other, characters that, put him through the ringer. Moving away from Yuji, I like the idea that we're going with like a plot line that the demon inside the MC or like, the other personality is not a good guy. There's no convincing him. He's straight up evil. And I find that to be very refreshing in a series like this. I think Sukuna is a good villain as an idea, but there are some things I wish we got more of out of him.
Which is ironic because I think that if given the chance, Gege would totally like a whole spin-off prequel about Sukuna.
I'd kill for that because we barely know a whole lot about the past.
We'll get to there when we get to manga territory. But Sukuna, yeah, he is at first pretty generic. He's very simple, and that's not a complaint or a detriment. Like in this day and age, we have so many villains that try to be sympathetic and such. It is good to have just pure evil villain every once in a while and being effective as a pure evil villain.
I mean, that's why Frieza works.
Exactly. Him saying domain expansion Skibidi Toilet was peak.
Malevolent kitchen. And then we also have the introduction of Nobara and Megumi.
Megumi is like the character that has the strongest impression on me in Fearsome Womb.
I think she has a really strong start like Megumi, but we'll get on to that later. Megumi's start in this, I think his is stronger than Nobara's, but I don't think Nobara is like introduced terribly here. They try to give you a reason to care about her and all that other stuff with their backstory.
Yeah, I would put this above Cursed Child, you?
There's not really a standout fight other than Gojo versus Jogo in terms of like action, but I like the seeds that Gege plants in this arc is what I really like. I say higher than probably Zero.
What? Yeah, but you did mention you planted seeds such as Sukuna.
Oh yeah.
I think that's pretty important to cover.
Yeah, you know what? Dude, you're right. Hold on. Do we have to move Fearsome Womb because like the foreshadowing the seeds there is actually pretty damn good.
Okay, I'll give it a low A.
Yeah, okay, alright. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
And now it's for versus Mahito. That's literally what the arc's called, versus Mahito.
Yep, this is where we Junpei. This is the whole Junpei situation.
Mahito I like more as a villain than Sukuna.
I think it's just because of how like active Mahito is compared to Sukuna, because Sukuna is just kind of like eating popcorn in the background. It's just like, oh, you want my help? No. Not to me. And he's a really good supporting character, I'd say.
So when we get to Shibuya, I'll tell you something that I learned about that, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Versus Mahito helped Yuji's character a whole lot because I think it it helped gave him a view of what his purpose in life is,
which is then further followed up in Shibuya, but this definitely is like the little push.
Yeah, I think
that pisses him off.
Yeah, plus like Mahito is such an easily hateable villain. Like, my God, I hate this guy. I legit hate this guy. Like, I feel more hatred towards this guy than Sukuna.
I also think this is the arc where he learns that like curses are people, but they're already suffering or whatever, like they're already dead. So I think that also,
and killing them helps them be at peace.
That's a somewhat obstacle that he overcomes.
Yeah, I like that.
And I mean, he still struggles against it, even in Shibuya, where he hears like the people that fucking Mahito uses to create like the walls and shit. Like he still like shivers and gets scared. I like that detail because it's not easy.
Okay, I would put this at below Fearsome Womb.
I think Junpei is needed for his character.
Junpei?
It's supposed to be, because he's in versus Mahito. It's good tragedy because the opening, especially in the anime, they make it out to believe that he might be a cast character, and I do like the subversion of expectation there. It's really good.
Yeah, and the way that Sukuna made a deal with him, but then forget, so he can figure out like what's he planning later on in the future. That's clever. He's clever. And when Yuji begged for it, Sukuna, please help! I'll let you take over. Just please help. I was like, Nah.
Nah.
I refuse. Now for a Kyoto Goodwill event.
All right, so this arc tries to make an attempt to expand the world, and I don't think it does it well. I don't get why the fuck they're all like separate, because what I learned from this arc is that everyone in Kyoto is completely useless except
Todo. I actually like Mekamaru a lot, actually.
I do too, and I kind of wish he lived. And he was kind of the goat to Shibuya. He was kind of like a underrated support guy right there.
Yeah,
but,
honestly, he was my favorite character of the side group.
Oh my god, when we get to there, I gotta hold it in. Okay, all right.
Honestly,
so it makes an attempt of expanding the world and having some more characters that are associated in the society of Jujutsu. But I just don't think it's good, because we don't really see a whole lot from the others. Like, you have... I think the Maki and Mai fight's okay. That's probably the highlight for me out of, like, all the confrontations here. But everything else just kind of blurs together, and then it goes into Yuji and Todo's dynamic just being so fucking good.
Yeah, legit. It's like the only good thing about this arc is like his dynamic with Todo. That it literally carries it. Like, I don't know who the fuck or any of them are or what their purpose is. Apparently, the blue hair girl liked Mekamaru.
Liked Mekamaru and is a big Gojo simp, and she uses shadow style, which honestly, the showcase of all their abilities in this arc are so lackluster. It hurts.
Except
Because
Todo.
I would think if you're going to make like kind of like a rival school or some type of shtick, at least make them formidable. I'm pretty sure MHA did that, right?
Yeah,
Class B still had
did.
like some really good like quirks.
Well, yeah, MHA did that way better than twice, actually. Not even twice, 3 times, actually. And they did way more than whatever the heck these characters did here.
Absolutely. I mean, these people weren't even like formidable. They didn't really give anyone a challenge. I guess Mai sort of gave a challenge to Maki, but even then, that's like one fight, right?
Mekamaru and Panda is like the only memorable, other than Todo and Yuji. That's like the only memorable fight.
Actually, I did remember one. Megami versus Noritoshi, which I think that was probably the only fight where I thought, you know what, they're kind of on equal par. You know, they're kind of giving each other the run back, and then Megami's just like, well, I'm not like you, Chief, and then just fucking beats him.
Yeah, it's like this is a weak arc. I get legit. The only ones I carried is Todo, Mekamaru, and
Gojo revealing Hollow Purple and literally eliminating all threats in the area.
Yep, that's legit. I do like the curse Todo and Yuji was fighting though. That the one that gives
Hanami.
Yeah, I like that. I like that curse.
Yeah,
she was interesting.
It's really good. Do I want to talk about it? I think, okay, you know what? I'll bring it up. JJK's lack of downtime with any character, especially after this arc, is kind of disgusting. Like, you introduce so many characters in one arc, and we already have pre-established ones, which I still think haven't gotten enough time to unwind and just kind of like let things sink in. I kind of wish this series had filler. And usually I don't say that, but filler, even if it's like not too crazy to the overall plot, could really benefit a lot of the characters in this series. Because it is... Yeah, okay, I'll save the second half of that for the spoiler territory. Yep. Alright, so I think Kyoto is probably low B. Alright, so Death Painting.
Death Painting, the last part of the arc and some of the strongest animation fights. And it also has the introduction of Choso, my favorite character in Lobotomy Kaisen.
It also has the best song in the entire series. Remember, play like 2 seconds of it right now so we don't get entirely copyrighted.
Honestly, I like how some of the fights feel like AMV fights, like he's fighting on YouTube. Oh, yeah. That's what I like about the anime.
So yeah, we had introduction of the Death Painting people, the curses. We also get a lot of Megami backstory in this arc, which as a Megami glazer myself, I do appreciate a lot.
Yeah, honestly, it also in the dub, Robbie Damon pops off. Like, I showed this to a guy, my friend of mine, Jairzel. he is a sub-exclusive kind of dude, but he doesn't disregard dubs. He does have respect for them, but he just likes sub overall. And when I show him some episodes of the anime in dub, he is shockingly impressed of how good Megumi's VA. He's like, it's way better than his sub because he sounds more because his dub sounds more psychotic and insane and more guttural.
I'm trying to like recall everything in this arc aside from backstory because that's like the main thing I fixated on when I got to this arc.
Yeah, I mean, we get to see Yuji and Nobara kill his brothers.
Oh, and then Yuji, you know, cries about it and feels insanely bad about the whole ordeal.
You think that was foreshadowing to him being connected to them because
oh
they're
yeah,
brothers?
no, definitely. This is more foreshadowing by Akutami, which again seems to be his biggest strength in terms of writing, is foreshadowing and setup. I mean, I'm really trying to think because I know this arc is super important in the grand scheme of things. Oh yeah, we get Megumi's incomplete domain, which is really fucking cool. We get like his whole mental block basically be resolved, but you know, next arc is the arc after Gojo's past is gonna completely undo that.
What should we rank it? Because honestly, the Robbie Damon's domain expansion performance honestly carries this to an A in my eyes.
And not to mention the Nobara Yuji team up with the double black flash is so clean.
I'm putting in the middle.
All right, Gojo's past arc, more prequel stuff, which I was really initially because I didn't read the manga before I went into this. Because I watched only the anime. I was actually really disappointed that after Death Painting, we're getting even more prequel stuff, because that was when JJK 0 was already out, and I was like, oh, come on, man, can we just get the trio? And then, oh my god, dude, can we stop being in the past for 5 seconds?
Oh yeah, this does explain Kenjaku's descent to madness. It's not Transformers 1 tier, but it was pretty good.
Gato's.
Oh,
not Kenjaku just yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, trust me. I get the two mixed up too, because it feels like that they're the same character half the time.
What is that a problem? Is that a problem for the character writing in a sense?
I would say so.
Ooh. If I were to recommend Jujutsu Kaisen to someone, people are gonna say like, okay, so watch the first half of season 2, then watch the movie, and then watch season 1, and then watch the second half of season 2. Like, what in the Star Wars is this?
I can't remember the quote that he said to Megumi. Shit. I can't actually remember. I was going to make a really good fucking, like, connection to Death Painting in this arc. But,
Toji was pretty cool. The first man to defeat Gojo.
I kind of like how he's so nonchalant about what he fucking does, despite, you know, all else.
And he hates the people in power. I respect him for that.
I respect that. You think Gojo and him would get along so well, considering Gojo hates, you know, Jujutsu Society and how it is. Makes me really wonder if they had like a long conversation. They're like, hey, you want to kill the higher ups? Yeah, sure.
I could totally see that happen.
I think they could have made it a bit longer, especially with Gato's descent into madness and kind of like
monkey.
I think it should be longer. I think this arc is a little too short for what it does, but like, I don't hate it necessarily. I just kind of wish we got more of the Gojo's past friends, you know?
But apparently like the girlfriend, the female friend is the one I know the least about.
Shoko.
Yeah, I don't know much about Shoko. And in every single scene I see her, like, okay, all I know that she's like a healer, right? That's all I know.
Knows reverse curse technique.
That's all I know. That's legit all I know. What, yeah, I don't know what she likes to do other than smoking. I don't know much about her personality.
I just wish that, because everyone treats Gojo differently, like almost everyone except like his students. So it would be kind of nice that before he became best friends with Gato, that maybe we got a glimpse of how like Yutahime, Shoko, and all the other, you know, teachers from the past who were students all viewed Gojo, and we have moments of like, I don't know, indifference and conflict, some shit like that, where it's a lot different that way.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, it definitely would have benefited if it was just a tad bit longer, like an episode or a few more chapters. Like,
and I kind of wish we saw what happened with Nanami and Haibara, considering that's like the thing that pushed Nanami to leave Jujutsu Tech and then move on with his life. But then he goes back, and then
Hi, Shibuya.
we'll talk about it in Shibuya.
I think so. You think it's B?
I don't think it's B because there's a lot of good scenes in this one, like the Honored One speech. No, it has really good scenes. It's just my problem with this arc is just like I kind of wish it lasted a bit longer, which is funny because like I was over here complaining I hated this prequel shit, but I feel like this is a prequel kind of done right, albeit very fast, which I really adored. Gives some implication that Gojo really fucking cared.
And now it's next for Shibuya, the arc.
You are my special. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one episode of this arc that will be the last time we ever see downtime in this entire fucking series.
Is it the one where Yuji's past friend from middle school? Yeah, honestly, honestly, that episode makes me want to put this.
It was really funny.
Yeah, it was. Apparently, that was Gege was forced to write that because the editor told him, like, dude, the pacing's too fast. You're not giving your characters more downtime. You need more slice of life. I get that he hates his editor. I get it. I really do.
But his editor was cooking. I won't even lie.
Technically, his editor is kind of the reason why it takes place in a high school setting, and Gege didn't want to do a high school setting, which makes a whole lot of sense.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, it's the same editor. Which makes a whole it makes a whole lot of sense because Jujutsu Kaisen high school, it feels nothing like a high school. I don't care if people say like, oh, that criticism is whack. Like, okay, it's whack, but it's still set in a high school, so you gotta deal with what you're writing, you know?
That kind of makes a whole lot of sense now that I think about it.
Yeah, it explains why he dropped the whole high school thing until like, what, the last few chapters?
He dropped it almost immediately after Kyoto, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, honestly, like JJK's system feels like more like a military system than anything, like a secret undercover military
like a
stuff.
Secret organization.
Men in Black. Men in Black.
Might as well have been written as like a secret organization. Well, I mean, it isn't public knowledge to every other like country, but it is, I would assume, knowledge to Japan. But aside from the critiques of the high school bit, Shibuya takes things up to 100. And just goes along with it, and man, it's good, but I think it has a few missteps here and there.
Yeah, like
it's amazing for Yuji and really pushing him on the edge and kind of just like,
hey Yuji, shoot this apple on my head. Shunabaro shoots her in the eye. You are my special.
Which I don't mind breaking a character beyond like his core, but what I do mind is killing off a good chunk of your cast, and especially one that was part of the trio and one that was like, and she was underdeveloped. We set up like all that backstory. We have a whole ass episode dedicating to like her past and her friend, and she's gone.
You're spoiling for the anime people who
Fuck! Okay, all right. You know,
great, now I have to edit this. Thanks for the work.
Fuck. Point is, way too many fucking deaths in this arc. I think you only really needed one or two that weren't really necessary. Or how do I word this? I'm going all over the place. I think you needed at least one or two deaths just to push Yuji, and it not being like... Nanami's is okay in my opinion. Nanami,
you know, apparently what I learned. You know what I learned? That is apparently he wasn't supposed to die in Shibuya. It's just that Gege got carried away when he was drawing that scene, and it was like, oh shoot, he died. Oh well.
Look, I know like Akutami really likes writing scenes that just look fucking cool. But, like, man just accidentally wrote one of the best deaths in that entire series, in my opinion.
So, okay, so Nanami's death was needed. Who else would you be finding other characters being killed off? Honestly, I'm fine if they killed off Panda. Not like he does anything worth a while.
Honestly, yeah. I think the one thing that caught me off guard is just kind of, like, Inumaki getting caught in the crossfire, Malevolent Shrine. And I'm over here thinking, like, how is he out of battle? It's not like he can't use his fucking ability. I think Mahito's at his peak here, which makes sense.
Yeah, because it's the arc where he died. You're me, Yuji. You're me.
You're me.
Yeah, I'm you. and you're gonna freaking die.
Man actually turned into a villain there. I wonder if if Akutami was calling back to like Gato's spiral into madness there, because it really felt like it.
Sukuna well, honestly showed off that he's the big bad, and for good reason.
Oh yeah, no, true intimidation factor. That entire fight with Jogo was just
amazing.
Was just depressing. That made the Gojo encounter look tame compared to what Sukuna did to him. And I also like the teary scene where, what is this feeling? And fucking Sukuna just like, man, I don't fucking know.
But still, the whole Sukuna saying like, be proud, stand proud, you are strong. It's pretty interesting that the curse of demons showed more humanity to Jogo than Gojo ever did.
Yeah, I do like that little clash there. I think this is really good just for the villain aspect of the series, but when I think about character-wise and how this pushes people, I think Yuji reaches a new destination. I think he's different by the end of this arc, dramatically.
Yeah.
I think of Megami in this arc, and I think if Megami gets hit on by a girl with its treasure I saw. He did the funny treasure thing, guys. Maharaga, which don't get me wrong, that was a cool fucking fight, despite me being confused during the middle of it, because I swear to God, dude, how it shot, I don't know what the fuck's happening half the time.
Wait, I'm assuming you're referring to the original broadcast of Mohagara versus Sukuna, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but originally, dude, what is happening in that fight? Because when it got to, like, the plane segment, like, the plane falling out of the sky, I was like, what the fuck? For me, in terms of Megami and just, like, him in that arc, well, I suppose I should cover...
He finally met his dad.
Yeah, he finally met his dad, and guess what? I mean, it's a really sweet encounter. I think that concludes, like, Toji in a nice way, knowing that his son is A-okay, and, nothing bad happened to him. He didn't go to Zenin. That Gojo followed along with his wishes, and it's sweet. I love it. And looking back, do I wish that he said his name or Megami knew it was his dad? Maybe not really. And there's a reason why Toji killed himself in the end. It was because, well, he was possessed in a way, and he was gonna snap back, and I see why he did that.
Okay, and Nobara, she was so important in this arc, am I right?
Undercooked. Very undercooked.
She was rare beef in this anime.
Her highlight was actually giving Mahito a challenge, which I wish went on longer.
But then Mahito decided to give her a special hand treatment.
Yup. And it's worse in the anime because it doesn't even look like she would be fooled by that because of how the scene is shot, because in the manga it's like a very rapid sort of thing that happens when he switches and shit. So that kind of bothered me when I was watching the anime version. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Gojo being sealed from in the
How
beginning.
did we forget that?
Yeah, I don't know, but Gojo being sealed, good way to counteract him being overpowered in the series, because if he was still around... Yeah, no, this arc is over. It's over in, like, 3 episodes, maybe.
Yeah, but not gonna lie, when Kenjaku said, like, hello, old friend, in his face, that was pretty good. I was like, who the heck are you?
Oh, yeah, the English dub version went hard on that.
Oh, heck yeah. And then when Gojo asks, you really gonna let him take over Geto? And then it just shows him choking himself because he's into that.
I thought they were going to do more with that. I thought Geto was like going to get control back, and that would have been really cool because they mention the soul a lot of times in this series.
Yeah, but
sometimes they do a lot with it. Sometimes they just really don't.
Yeah, and Maki got burned. Also, the reveal where it's revealed that Choso, that Yuji is Choso's brother.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that amazing fight too. Holy shit, we're forgetting a lot of details.
And Mekamaru.
Mekamaru, really good fight scene. Man proved that he could have been one of the best. Man could have been Toto's right-hand man in terms of carrying that entire school. Also, just kind of love he was watching the entirety of JJK Season 1 on his computer. His death kind of pisses me off and how people figure it out. Because, like, they're like, oh, he's a traitor. He didn't trust us. That makes him a piece of shit. I'm like, really? I don't know. It rubs me the wrong fucking way that one of their friends in Kyoto that I assume known each other for a while doesn't inform them because he's worried that they'll die if he brought them along. So like, I don't know. It's so fucking mean spirited for no reason.
I agree with them on that. I honestly forgot that there's a character that we both completely forgot to mention, but for good reason, because I have a feeling you do not like her at all. Mei.
Why do we spend so much time? And why is Yuji paired up with her? Why was this necessary to the plot or her character?
Apparently people wanted her to die, but guy was like, nah, she gets to live. LOL.
Maybe he was like, oh, the worst people get to live, the good people don't. God, which is a terrible fucking like way of writing, but sure, why not, Akutami? Why not? Even though it's fucking weird and doesn't need to be in your story. Like, I don't think anybody's really a Mei stan or like
those Mei stans are just fans of Sneeko and Drake. Yeah, Toto's like the best part until lost his. Yeah,
him teaming up with Yuji was amazing.
Yeah, and Choso telling asking Yuji, please call me Big Brother.
Huh? I also like how I love how Panda like asked Yuji, do you have like pheromones that make people think that you're their brother or something? Like, I was like,
that was good.
Oh my god, I wish Choso and Toto actually interacted in that arc.
I mean, actually, I wish we get more downtime with Choso with other characters. The only other one he gets to talk to, the only other character he gets to talk to is that tall blonde girl that I completely forgot her name, but people like her because she's Yuki. Yeah, apparently she used to be like a Geto follower, right?
No, she kind of was just bringing up certain ideologies and like ways of, I think, like eliminating curses, and then Geto was like, I'm gonna take the worst decision possible.
Yeah, Yuki shows up, gives Yuji the best view of her giant butt, and becomes sex pals with Choso. That's cool.
Does that explain Toto's taste in women?
Honestly, I completely think so. I mean,
Choso and Yuji's fight was, oh my god,
really good.
I think that's the highlight.
There's a lot of highlights.
The lighting, the shading, the choreography, the meaning behind the fight. Oh my god, it is so good. And then the Remember orchestral cover. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Do I put Shibuya in S tier for that fight alone? Like, it is so... No. But it is so good.
You can put that fight on S, but not the arc on S.
No. But...
Dude, if putting this arc on S means you're okay with the pointless death of Nobara.
It's kind of sad that there's not a single S tier arc in this entire list so far.
I think we should delete this. I think we should delete this tier. There we go.
I think we have to do some organizing. At least one has to be S tier.
No, I do not agree. I know there's not a single arc here I think is S tier. Not a single one.
I don't know, like, Death Painting is good, and Fearsome Womb's good.
Yeah, but they're good.
But Fearsome Womb has barely any fights, and Death Painting has some really good fights, but I like...
But where you rank Shibuya? Like... I know you think it's high, but it's it above Gojo's Pass or Mahito, or below Death Painting?
I think it's above all. Alright guys, manga stuff, get the fuck out, get out!
Okay, now it's time for Itadori's Extermination, where Yuta tries to try out Yuji's...
Where Yuta practices great acting skills and fucking fights Yuji, because why not?
And yeah.
Honestly?
We get more Choso-Yuji interactions, which I'm happy about, and I love that Choso sticks to his big brother supportive role. I love that.
We also got some Zenin stuff going on in the background while this fight.
Oh yeah, Maki has a new design that people absolutely are gooning over.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, dude, the amount of fan art I've seen of this new of Maki's new design. Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, she looks great. She has a great new design. I like it way more than her previous design, and she
looks great. But people, guys, I don't want to alarm you. Insert image of Maki wiki. God, man, I'm trying to remember Extermination arc because it's kind of fast. It's a really fast arc.
Like, I recently finished JJK, and I remember blitzing through Extermination. It's really short. It's about Yuji dies and UT brings him back to life, and is that it?
Yeah, so Yuta plays with the facade that he's going to kill Yuji, and just so like the higher ups are just like, no, come on, get it done. I'm fucking tired of him. You know, like, what the fuck are the higher ups really gonna do to Yuta of all people? Because man is one of the strongest in the series, so I don't really see that being a problem for.
If I remember right, you said it also mentions more of the Zenin stuff, which like the corruption of the people group, right? I remember there being like a lot of bad folks in that.
And then Megami was supposed to become the next clan leader. Like I said, this is a really short, condensed arc. We get the introduction of Naoya, which he's a piece of shit. I can't say he's a memorable villain, but he's...
Who?
Naoya Zenin. It's the guy Choso fights when Yuta and Yuji are...
Oh, I remember now. Didn't Yuta offer to heal him or something?
Something like that. I can't remember. Dude, this, again, like I said, this is a Speed Blitz arc.
Yeah,
like,
I hate it for that. I hate it for that.
It happens so fast, I'm like, huh. Yeah, that kind of exists.
Doesn't he get reborn as a curse and try to kill Maki again?
Don't remember.
Okay, anyway, I would put it at a C,
honestly.
This is really
bad.
It's a C. It's a C.
Yeah, it's like a C arc. The only thing I like about this arc is, again, the Yuta and Yuji interaction. Finally took us this long.
And also the Choso. Choso's like a standout for me.
Perfect preparation is after Yuta does Yuji's second fake death. And then we get the introduction of Tengen. And then they talk about, like, Gojo being sealed. And it's mainly just about planning, I'm pretty sure. It's really just planning what we're going to do. Because we have very few people.
The standout of this arc is Maki.
And then they discuss Culling Games and what their roles are going to be in that. So it's exposition, heavy exposition for a few chapters. And then you got Yaga fucking dying for no reason.
Who?
Against fucking the principal, Yaga.
Oh, the one that brings back dead people back to life.
Yeah.
The panda one.
Dolls. Yep.
Hey, didn't Maki kill her clan in this one?
Yes, this is where the Zenin family fucking dies.
Yeah, so it's basically Maki took inspiration from Itachi Uchiha and kills her entire clan, except Megumi.
Yep. And then Mai has a really like nice moment with Maki, which probably the highlight of perfect preparation.
Yeah, and then like I remember her mother killing the dude that tried to kill her or something after Maki tried to kill her own mother because her mother hates her or something.
Yeah, just because Maki is just lesser because no cursed energy. Literally the same thing as Toji.
And yeah, she killed the entire clan.
Yep.
Rip bozos, rip.
Such a slaughter fest. I heard that was Bleach's creator's favorite fight.
Taite Kubo?
In JJK. Yeah, Kubo. Yeah, it was Kubo's favorite.
Oh, man, good taste, because honestly, it's one of my favorites too. Like, her single-handedly defeating the entire corrupt clan, that was raw.
For sure. Well deserved. And then after that, after the whole Zenin clan dismantlement, we get Hakari. Gambling man. Gambling guy.
Oh, the one that
gambling.
The one that becomes immortal for a few minutes.
Yeah, you know, he's basically a JoJo character at this point with his ability.
Okay, apparently his power is so complicatedly hard to understand.
You need a whole damn fucking instruction manual to understand his ability.
I can't. Even with the instruction manuals, I'm lost. I'm like, Gega's biggest weakness is explaining how powers work.
Anyway, so Yuji and Megami are tasked with like recruiting Hakari because he was a past student of Gojo.
Yeah, where do we put perfect for preparation?
I feel like it's a better Kyoto.
B.
Like a way better Kyoto arc because we get some insight of like the new characters and whatnot. Culling Game kind of follows this too, but
Culling Game, we'll get to it when we get to it. Oh my god.
Culling Game.
The arc where... Wait, we're in manga. We're in manga spoiler territory now. This is the arc where Nobara should have come back.
And they didn't. Instead, Megami remains silent on her status and doesn't say jack shit, which probably the one moment that really pissed me off. Because why don't you say anything, Megami? Say something! Don't be vague about it!
Imagine, maybe he's quiet because he felt too ashamed because he pulled a Shinji.
Maybe, I don't know.
You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, whoa! Whoa! I had to process what you just fucking said for a moment. No! Megumi would not do that. Holy shit.
Okay.
I am pretty sure this is the arc where Akutami wished he did a tournament arc instead.
Culling game, like, I don't understand Culling Games rules. Like, okay, you know, I don't care. I'm just gonna read the fights as is and see if I like these characters or not.
I got lost in the rules, so I can already imagine the comments of just like, what do you mean you don't know how the Culling Games works? What do you mean you don't know this or that or blah, blah, blah? Oh, I understand this is a battle royale fucking situation where, you know, kill the most. Now, this arc isn't entirely, like, bad, because we got characters like Higuruma, which is really fucking good. I love him. He's probably the best fight that Yuji has in this arc, which I think is his only fight. But I do like his curse technique and his whole lawyer shtick that he's got going on.
Oh yeah, he was like one of my favorites.
It's Higuruma first, then afterwards it's Megumi versus receipt guy. Fuck. Remy?
That's kind of the problem. Wait, didn't Yuta fight in this? And the only thing I remember
Reggie! That's his name. Reggie's his name. Holy shit. Which makes Megumi, you know, go all out, and he doesn't actually resort to Maharaga, which I really fucking like in this arc. I think the best highlight of this arc is probably Megumi utilizing his abilities at their fullest. Even though we don't see a lot of the Shikigami that a certain someone uses. We also get the introduction of Takaba, which is the comedy guy, which is implied to be could be Gojo, which I like Takaba. He's different in this series, and I appreciate that.
The last panel is mine.
The last panel is mine! I can't wait to see him animated. But yeah, after Megumi defeats Reggie, Angel comes out of fucking nowhere, saves him, and I think we get like a scene of a hotel room of them chilling. And of course,
yeah, and also it shows off that Gege is freaking awful at writing romance.
And then Hakari has this fight with Charles. That's such a like generic name in this series. Charles? Anyway, he beats Charles, I'm pretty sure, and then we have the Panda versus Kashimo fight where Panda gets absolutely destroyed, and then Hakari appears and is like, man, dude, I love gambling, don't you? God, I can't wait to see his domain animated as well. It's pretty fucking good. And then there's a lot of just fights that just kind of happen without much fucking, like, I don't know, like, character moment in there. Which, I get it. I get it. The Culling Games is Battle Royale. We're kind of on the clock. But I kind of wish there was more to these fights than just spectacle, you know? I think what makes a good fight for me is kind of the differences and, you know, the banter. The banter is the best part about a fight for me.
Man, you should go back to My Hero Academia then, because that's really great banter.
Maybe.
Dude,
anyways,
I will drag you into My Hero if I have to.
And before the hotel scene, we get Kenjaku going to the United States military to capture sorcerers.
Wait, what? I don't remember that at all.
You forget this? Yeah, no. He convinces the U.S. Army to invade the Culling Games in Japan and capture, like, sorcerers because cursed energy could be used as an alternative energy source. I think Kenjaku just wanted to start more conflict in the world, which, fuck it, why not, I guess.
Kenjaku is like one of the most weakest villains for me. Except for that fight in the last arc, but we'll get to there when we get to there. Like, this arc's a whole mess, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not C tier, but it's definitely B tier. Like, I think it's below perfect preparation.
I think we could skip Naoya turning into a cursed spirit. I think we can skip the Charles fight, and I think we could not have the U.S. Army kind of just showing up.
Yeah, I mean... Oh yeah, an Angel, who I'm told is basically all she is a plot device, and that's all she'll ever be. I
was really on board with the idea that Megumi was gonna have a love interest in this series, like have a reason to live, I guess.
Why?
Maybe because it'll give him, I don't know, something more than just him fucking being like, I want to save my sister, and that's all. If I don't have my sister, I will die, guys. I will die.
Actually, that you bring up the perfect thing to bring up. His sister's a freaking nothing character.
His sister has nothing.
All she is she's a Sukuna-sip, and that's it.
All she is a thing to hold Megumi back, I guess, but also give him a reason to live life and all this other stuff.
Another plot device.
Like, we get one flashback in Death Painting, and that was about the most we ever saw out of Sumiki. I think the worst thing Gege does in this arc is not giving enough time to Sumiki, a character that is very important in Megami's past and who he is now.
So you think
not enough time to shine?
Do you think so? Do you think that Angel is more of a character than his sister?
I say Angel is way more of a character than his sister. Yeah, I'd probably say so.
That's it. That is such an ouch.
Angel shows up more than fucking Sumiki, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Sumiki shows up, talks about how much she wants to suck off Sukuna, and dies. I think.
And at least we get like a tiny backstory where like she got saved by Megami during Megami's first mission, and he didn't realize it, and they didn't even meet, but you know, at least there's that. There's at least a connection there.
Oh my, yeah, okay. Well, and then the reveal where Sukuna goes inside of another teenager's body.
I don't hate it. It was foreshadowed way in the very beginning, and
the only bad thing about it is that it took away more character moments from Megami.
Yeah, especially with how long it was. And this is right after Sumiki's found out to be an incarnated sorcerer and is actually a Sukuna simp, and that breaks him. And then we get the force feeding of the finger. And then Yuji feels like a failure, but...
Yeah, not gonna lie though, him powering through Sukuna's cuts was pretty raw.
Yeah, no, Yuji being pissed that Megami is suffering for all this is just really, really fucking good.
But yeah, I think it's above Curse Child, but not above Perfect Preparation. Like, there's a lot of... Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff you could cut out and nothing... Wait, hold up! We forgot about Shoso and the girl fighting against Kenjaku, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of wanted to ignore that, but sure. Yeah. You know, why don't you take the mic for that one? Because
I won't be on it for long. My favorite thing about it is that... You know that trope of the main character's loved one envisioning the loved ones encouraging them?
Mm-hmm.
That was the best part of that fight. Choso imagining his brother supporting him and say, watch your big brother at work. Like, that was the best part. Like, everything else, I just couldn't care. Oh, you can make a black hole? Oh, okay, so he's dead for good. Oh, sorry, I need him alive for the last arc.
Whoops.
Man, I'm like... Okay, this is getting, like, ridiculous, honestly. And wait, didn't the end of this arc reveal Gojo coming back? It's like in that we got that infamous panel, nah, I'd win.
Oh fuck yeah! All right, now things are getting really cool. Fucking Gojo's return was actually pretty damn clean.
Okay, you know, just the meme itself carries this arc to a low A. I'm dead serious. It's a low A.
I kind of wish he just wore like the tight shirt and just the regular jeans. That's like my favorite like design for Gojo. How the fuck did he get so buff in there? Was he like fucking lifting weights? Like what the fuck?
What was he eating?
What? How did he get so much gain?
Okay, so basically low A. It's a low A. Do you disagree with it?
I don't disagree with it.
Okay, now it's
final arc.
The Shinjuku, the longest freaking the most unnecessarily longest arc of the series,
which makes Goku versus Frieza look fucking tame.
This had an opportunity to like everyone like interact. We had like interactions like that we could have gotten but we didn't get. Yeah, okay. So this arc could have benefited for having more character interactions downtime before the big fight. We barely got any of that.
They speed blitzed the training arc that Yuji went through before this started.
Yeah, they really did.
And I didn't like that. I don't like it when we don't see like the personal growth or what they learn, because then I'm just confused of how the fuck Yuji's pulling all this shit off, which that is a complaint I'm saving until we're finished off with the ranking, I guess.
Okay,
but
yeah, and also like I do like that everyone's cheering on Gojo, like letting him pat his back, like that was cool, that was nice. Now let's see.
Sweet.
Now let's see what 2 years of Gojo versus Sukuna.
It's like a year or two, year and a half maybe. I think it was a year and a half.
Yeah, because they went on break, right?
Battle of the strongest sorcerer of today versus the strongest in history. Good fight. I can't even complain.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Really well choreographed. Although the art, though, at some parts, look, oh my god.
Sometimes hit or miss. I kind of wish he kept the robes during the fight. That was also a clean fit. Him summoning Maharaga, the actual struggle. All shit's really good. It's how it ends that I don't like.
No, I haven't. No, before we talk about that disgusting grace of an ending. What was it, like 3 chapters of character explaining what they're doing?
There was domain expansions. It's throughout the entire fight. If shit we'd never seen before, like domain clashes and all this other stuff.
I mean, for that, no, like it happens like more often than not. Like they keep saying like if Gojo wins, if Gojo wins, if Gojo wins, like that's repeated a whole lot. It's like, no, he's Gojo. It gets to be annoying, and there's honestly parts where
that's another problem I have with the arc. Yeah, you know what?
It's obvious that Gojo's gonna lose. We all know that. But still, like seeing it happen is shocking. But how they did it is top tier garbage. Oh, it's just explained off screen because Gege doesn't know how to end a fight. Like Dragon Ball does it way better, and Dragon Ball's like did it like way better 30 years ago. What's your excuse?
Yeah, because I mean the fight just kind of happens while they watch. They're just holding on to hope that Goku can beat Frieza, and we had that fake out with the Spirit Bomb, and then he comes back, and that's it.
Yeah, it only had a fake out once. There's only one fake out. Sukuna and Gojo. How many fake outs did we get?
Several, because fucking binding vows are the worst thing about this series, and we never see it. We never see someone like suffering the consequences of accidentally breaking one.
I get that Gojo, the Gojo fight has to be 1v1 because of how Gojo fights. Having help is more a distraction than helpful. But with the others, I'm like, why didn't Yuji use his domain expansion at the earliest if he accomplished it? Especially since the training showed that he already had it, right?
Yes. We had to talk about the death panel. Really dirty to do him like that. Not so much how he dies, it's more so the fact that we didn't get an extra shot of taking it, which feels so wrong. I don't know. I didn't like how we didn't get like a shot of him being hit by it or anything.
Yeah, when I was reading the fight, I was like, wow, this is really nicely drawn. This is good. I'm hooked.
I know he's gonna lose, but at least give him like a more respectable death.
I mean, Gege hates it. What do you expect?
Fuck it. And then after that, we get to Kashima, which I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. It's a fight, I guess.
Who?
He comes into the fight because he has like beef with Sukuna, and because he comes from the Heian area because he's the incarnated sorcerer. He fights Sukuna and gets absolutely fucking destroyed again.
Yeah, didn't he?
Did
he try to fight? Try to pick a fight with Yuta? That's like the only thing I remember.
No, I think he only fought Hikari.
And then who's next? Who was next after?
After that failed, then Yuji and Higuruma jump Sukuna right after that death. And honestly, they had the opportunity to end the arc right there, especially from what I know now with fucking Yuji, but whatever.
Why did Yuji use domain expansion at the very start? Why didn't he do that?
That's a problem in itself, man.
Okay, I would buy this if like Yuji had a grasp like, oh, okay, so this is how you do it, and he tries, but he couldn't do it on time, and so throughout the fight, he keeps trying to open up the domain, but the more he tries, the more it keeps on failing, so until he gets really into the zone with all those, 9 black flashes in a row, he finally gets a grasp of domain expansion and uses it right then and there. There's your fix!
Well, you could have just had anyone before the arc even started of him trying to learn domain expansion, failing in the process, because I get it, he's treated like a prodigy, but I feel like there's some struggles he should have, which is, again, domain expansion being one of the most craziest things a sorcerer can do, and we never explore, like, the evolution from incomplete to a complete domain expansion, which we'll talk about that, but the thing that pisses me off about Higuruma versus Yuji is the fact that he had this in his back pocket the entire time, and he could have done it at any point, and he doesn't. It's like Akutami was like, oh, you know what everyone wants to see? I forgot. Hey, Yuji, here's domain expansion. End this arc quickly. It's fucking bad.
After Horikoshi ended My Hero, was like, take me with you! Get me out of here! Oh my god.
And then, the sword and shit, and, Yuji misses with that, and, Higuruma, quote unquote, dies. And then after that, we cut to, the Takaba Kenjaku stuff, and...
Oh yeah, the other
I liked it.
Yeah, it was the most unique one, because apparently Kenjaku played into his comedy domain, right? Yeah, that was the most unique one. And then Yuta shows up and cuts him in half, like
with the most funniest fucking face or panel of Yuta just showing up. Oh my god, because we still got a few more to cover. We still got a few more.
Yeah. And
what else are we missing? Oh yeah, Hikari and Urahime, that fight, right?
Who?
No one cares.
Oh wait, isn't it the ice girl fighting against the lucky guy? That they went off screen for a couple of years and then
they got married off screen.
Oh, they got married off screen. They had a kid, and then she died from frostburn birth.
Something like that, I guess. Why not?
Yuta shows off his domain, loses.
Maki shows up, loses.
And then Yuta switched places with Gojo and loses.
No. Before that, then we got the goat himself returning.
Out of nowhere.
Man, the living legend.
Wait, no, didn't the movie guy from Zero show up before Todo?
Oh, yeah, it was Miguel. Yeah, Miguel.
Yeah, where Gojo was accidentally racist towards him.
Yeah, dude, come on, Gojo. What the fuck, man? What's your problem? Come on.
Yuta switch wives with Gojo, which was like the biggest shock trending I remember.
I just have to say, what was the point? Like, the moment that he has prior to the body switch is great. I love it. But it did absolutely nothing in that fight. You could cut that out, and I'd say the fight still goes the same exact way. I guess wear him down more, but at this point, I can't fucking tell what's wearing down Sukuna, because the man just keeps getting up. This is also not even covering the fact that Yuji has been tossed to the sideline for all these characters to fight Sukuna, and it just kind of why, especially when a majority of them don't really have correlation to Sukuna in any way, shape, or form. It's more like just Sukuna fights another guy, he wins, and then he's like, you're pretty good. I really enjoyed that fight. If only Yuji was that good. That guy's a fucking failure.
All he does is trash talk Yuji, right? Throughout this whole thing.
Yep. That's all he does.
Oh wait, I forgot that. Did we mention that he used domain expansion and look? Wait, we did.
Yeah, and the sword thing was cool, even though it reminds me of Fate.
Yeah, and what else? After Yuta decides to dip out for a few minutes.
And after that, everyone's pretty much knocked out, and it's just Yuji versus Sukuna.
Yes, and then Yuji decided to give Sukuna devious black flash shots.
Yep. And then, he's reaching the soul of Megami, and they talk, and then Megami's like, I give up. And, it's a little sad. And, the fight keeps going on and on. He tries to break through, and I really love the moment he has with Megami, where it's like, it'd be lonely without you, bro. That's actually a tearjerker.
Yeah, it'd be so lonely without you. Do you think that was the moment that Megami decided to give life another chance?
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why he breaks out. Now, do I like this per se? Not entirely, because I thought his major flaw was relying on someone else to kind of give him a reason to live. I kind of wish Megami went through this independence kind of thing where he actually enjoys life, but I guess that's beside the point. At least he breaks through that mental barrier now. And yeah, that's what pushes him to start doing stuff, even if it's little, tripping Sukuna.
Yep. And then surprise, the massive Twitter trending for 10 minutes shows up, Nobara, and boom. There we go.
Oh yeah, before that we had the domain expansion that kind of caused that, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that.
The domain expansion, which is interesting. And so apparently his domain expansion just rips the soul out of the body. Is that what it is in a sense?
I thought he was just a guaranteed hit.
It was nice though. It was the whole sequence of Sukuna and Yuji going through his life. That whole part was perfect. It was perfect. I loved it.
Yeah, I like that too a lot. Even though I think until Akutami gives me an explanation of what his domain does, I am just going to call it domain expansion, vent channel. Okay.
Oh man, and then Nobara shows up.
He really is though. No, seriously, the man is literally talking about his entire life story.
Yeah, and then Nobara shows hey, I'm alive. Yeah, and then Sukuna dies, and he cusses out Yuji, which is very jarring when we see him for the last time in the last chapter.
No, it is. And the Nobara comeback was out of nowhere, undeserved, but I feel like this is yet another decision Akutami was like, oh man, the fandom misses her. Well, I, might as well have the happy sort of ending with this.
The endings.
Fuck it, bring it back.
The ending sucked hard. Okay.
No, it sucked because it doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like a setup for another season.
Wait. We need to pause on the ending. We need to get through the last few chapters just a little bit more. Oh my god, my head hurts. So, so the chapter after that is just everyone like reuniting a bit, and then the chapter after is just everyone scolding Yuta.
Scolding Yuta, Maki being upset, and fucking all of them talking about that fight, etc. It's really unimportant stuff. Then we get like the new Shadow Clan thing, which who the fuck cares about the new Shadow Clan? Whatever the fuck it is, even I forgot what it was. Mentioning this is a little pointless.
And then the next chapter is where we see Mei again. In the whole chapter,
Mei.
And Mei was in that chapter was entirely pointless when I read it.
Then we had Takaba supposedly with Kenjaku, which I thought was the most out-of-pocket chapter or moment in that chapter where I was like, oh, are we setting up something for the future? Or is it not ending? Like, because that'd be great. That'd be amazing if this doesn't end, because right now, I'm not too sure of how this is going to end. Oh no, before that we had the letters.
Oh yeah, the letters where Nobara doesn't care about her mother, making me last of his dad, of Gojo killing his dad, and Yuji gets a blank piece of paper saying, "It was congrats for killing Sukuna, my dude," and that was it. And then we get the last chapter of whatever the fuck it was.
One filler mission, I guess.
Yeah, and then we get the only good thing about it is Sukuna's send off. It was like, oh well, it is what it is. Maybe I might consider a new life when I'm reborn.
That implies he's gonna take a good path. Can't imagine that.
Yeah, which is in of itself like a good send off, but also at the same time jarring.
Or Mahito. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I shouldn't feel bad for him. Man deserves to rot.
For real. Then we end on Sukuna's finger.
Hey, it's right where we started. Does that imply that another person's gonna eat the finger? Who knows?
Maybe.
Surprised it's not sealed by any like paper.
Isn't it kind of worthless now because there's no soul possessing it?
I don't know how that works.
But yeah, that's Shinjuku. Oh, it's a B tier. It's not. There's no way it's an S. It's an A tier. It's B.
Starts off really good with the Gojo and Sukuna fight, but the pacing of this entire arc is so fucking bad.
I think it's below Cursed Child.
And as a finale to the series, it doesn't feel like a finale, and a lot of the characters in this still, it's just rushed. It's a rushed arc.
It needed more chapters, and not like in the way of my like oh, it needs like 5 more. It needs a whole new epilogue arc.
But to be honest, this entire series kind of jumps the gun right when we get to Shibuya.
I think it has when you don't have a not so good editor at the beginning, but then just have an editor that does just you do mostly what you want.
And it keeps running on that energy, and there's not time for fucking, again, I will say this, downtime is crucial in this series. Because without it, there's not a lot that I care for.
Honestly, there's more negatives than positives in this arc, if I'm being honest.
Angel comes back. Angel does the ladder, and
oh yeah, she is like
climbs it.
Yeah, and then she accidentally views Megami's offer as a proposal.
I do like him being a little embarrassed at that. Everything else in Shinjuku Showdown is just fight, Yuji gets shafted, fight, Yuji gets shafted. There's no real build up to him doing a domain expansion. There's no. Him using blood manipulation isn't a problem for me.
I mean, yeah, he's related to his brother who uses it.
Yeah, so that doesn't bother me, and him learning all that from Noritoshi. Choso is nice. But just the ending. Thinking about it still, it killed my enjoyment for the series. And I won't even lie to you, Sho. I think this is going to be the last shonen I read or engage in for a while.
I know, you told me this before. I like how throughout this whole thing, you called him Akutami and I called him Gege.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I'm happy this series is freaking over. Oh. Like, I had low expectations from it, even when people were hyping it up back when the first season's gonna be like, really? Like, I know they're overhyping it, and I was freaking right. I did enjoy myself. I don't regret my time being spent on this series, because Yuji does get the happy ending, but It's a series I'm not gonna go back to, like on a full rewatch.
I think I'll probably go back to it once everything's animated and I have my final opinion, because I mean I've done it with the first season of Chainsaw Man. I've done it with. I'm actually on my third watch of Dragon Ball Super to see if like anything I feel about that series has changed, because I'm definitely on that spectrum of I do not like that compared to GT, but I'll give it one more chance now that Sparking Zero came out and Daima's out.
Maybe when you know it's Super, you could give My Hero another rewatch.
Yeah, because I've been slacking on that. I even stopped Bleach for a while.
Oh man, come on, Bleach is good.
It's just it's a slow start.
I mean,
things.
I mean, you kind of have to.
But at least again, yeah. At least it takes its time.
Yeah, I mean, besides, there's a lot more, we get to know more of the characters.
Yeah, now we get to know more about the characters, and I already give a shit about most of them. I fucking love Chad. I'd probably have to finish Bleach just for the fact, like, Akutami took a lot of inspiration from Bleach, and now I kind of just want to make the comparisons between the two.
From others told me, Jujutsu Kaisen is like a fusion between Bleach and Naruto, and I completely see it.
To conclude the lobotomy Kaisen ranking, again, anyone who's watching this, if you like these arcs, or if you like how this series ending, that's great. I mean, I love this series up until I started, really being engaged with the manga, and everything just kind of came crashing down. Again, my opinion can change after this list, after again everything's animated, and see if I feel differently about it. And of course, like, there's a lot of things I don't remember from Culling Games, and there's some details here and there, but I guess in my defense, like, to me they're not that important to cover, because it's just kind of like, oh, there's a fight, there's that, and
it's a lot more style over substance, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah.
There's not a single arc has been D or F tier, because there's no F tier. But even then, even if there was, nothing touched that tier. Not even D.
I'm halfway tempted to put Kyoto in D. Again, I think back to that, and it's so nothing. Yeah, Kyoto, like, again, we introduce all these characters, we do absolutely nothing with them, and as a rival school, they don't feel like a rival school.
The only good thing we got is
feel like
Toto.
Subpar. So maybe low C, maybe high D.
Low C, really low C, because there is some parts I do enjoy from it. Like, again, the best parts is Toto and Yuji, and Mekamaru. I remember Mekamaru too. Like, he is like the most, aside from Toto, he's the most interesting one. But yeah, like, Jujutsu Kaisen overall, it's like a 7 out of 10 series. It's very, I'd say, average, leaning towards maybe above average, but again, like, I've seen worse, and I don't think JJK is one of them. I just think, kind of like how people felt about Demon Slayer is how I feel about JJK as it kept going on, because, like, everyone overhypes the fuck out of it. I remember.
They're like, this is the most different, spectacular anime of all time. It will change your opinion on anime, and I watch it, and I'm over here just like, I mean, is this really any different from any shonen? And I feel like I want to get this across. Can we stop? Look, I'm guilty of it with JJK. I'm very guilty. But I've come to realize, can we stop glazing new shonen for like a few months until maybe we get to the second season, or it's like second half maybe. I don't know, because we judge it solely on the first half, and then we're like, damn, this shit is peak, and then we get to the next part of it, and it's just that was okay, I guess. Okay, so Jujutsu Kaisen, it's a good series. I do recommend it, but don't set your expectations very high. Just go along for the ride. You'll enjoy it. Yeah, it's a ride. Depending if you like the destination. But overall, it's a good series. And thank you for having with me, Okami. Yeah, and don't forget to tune in for on Shonaku's channel, where we'll be going over the characters of this series. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Then I gotta say goodbye. Oh, bye.